Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and continue on with another video on this bucket truck. Let's just tell you what's going on right now. This thing turned out pretty good. It went flat on me, so I'm thinking I'm just going to run it with some 400 wet sand and then just coat it one more time with clear. I think it looked better, a little shinier. It's kind of dull, and I don't want to polish it, so I'm just going to sand it down real quick and shoot that with some clear. Single cab is all ready to drive. It's got plates on it now, and I'm just trying to get I want to make sure all the issues are worked out of it. I got to get a filter for this thing here, find that, and then I think what I'm going to do is fill up the hydraulics, okay, and then put a belt on it. And I got new hoses coming already, so we're going to put those on. Then I'm going to replace this hose here. Got a 12-inch. Hopefully it kind of loops around and works. It's kind of a long run. It was like $300 or so for all the parts, all the stuff for the hoses. Not too bad the way I did it. I got these conversion fittings, which are cool because then I can just buy. I ordered some regular JICs, see? It's got 3/8 JIC. So hopefully I got the right ones coming. It's so hard to figure all this stuff out. But these fit, so I've got a full set of these coming, and they're the most expensive thing. Actually, the hose I get very cheap. Found a place that, like a 12 or 60-inch hose, $15, and it's the proper hose with the 5,000 pounds and everything, so I think that'll be fine. And it probably is made overseas, but I didn't have to order it from overseas. It's very much local, so we'll see how that works. Beats the heck out of, I think Hose Man wanted for like a 3-foot hose, I think, pretty sure it was $150 a piece. That's a little expensive, so this was like about $60 a piece or something like that. They're $20 a piece for the fittings, and then plus the shipping cost and tax, of course, and plus the then the hoses are between $15 and I think $10 and $15 a piece. So that's again, those are swedge fitted just like it is here. JIC 3/8 hose already has and it has a JIC female on it, so it just goes right on there. That way, if the hoses ever need to be replaced again, it'd be very inexpensive to replace them. A little trick with hydraulics: conversion fittings. Look that up if you have hydraulics. Look up conversion fittings. They also have the replaceable ones, but this is actually better than those because you can buy the stock hose made up, a lot of different sizes with JIC or pipe, and it's very easy to just convert them that way. So what I think I want to do now is I want to take off all these little shrink tubes or whatever, take a razor blade and cut them off, and then what I'm going to do is figure out which button did what on here. It'd be nice to know how they had it normally set up. And then, of course, I ordered a whole new set of buttons for here and up above, and then I'm going to put relays in. So I just think it'd be better than trying to run this. I think this is going to be unreliable, but I'll save this and we'll see. I still haven't decided yet, but I just ordered the buttons. They'll be here in a few months, actually, probably by the time we get here, because they're coming directly from the manufacturer. So it's a little longer process because there's so many of them. It was a lot cheaper to do that, so we will wait for those. All right, here we go. So this one operates, let's see, this one here operates outriggers, right? This one, because it goes through these two, goes up to these things here. These ones joint off. No, it doesn't. The middle one operates outriggers. So the middle one's outriggers. This one here is left and right outriggers. So this one's got to be up and down. Let's try up and down first. Let's see where it goes. So we're gonna pull on this wire. I'll bring you back in. We'll find it on the other end. All right, so that was up and down, right? The first one. You guys remember probably better than me. So it goes to this one here. So go figure. It looks like to me then the control on is going to be the right side one. That's my guess now. So it goes to these two sets of buttons, it looks like to me. Let's see. The one wire goes to, let's see. The one wire goes to here, the white one. So that was the, probably the down then, right? Or is it, no, that's the up, because it's got to flip upward. Oh no, wait, and it's on the right hand side. Okay. So yeah, I guess my initial thoughts were this, that this side is control on, and then this side is up and down. So yeah, that goes the way I thought it would. So it flips up, it goes that way, got it all twisted around. And this one here is the white one here, is the one I was pulling on for that. So, and the black one for it is over here, which makes sense because then it goes down to right here for this switch. And these are the common. So you can see it's a common, it goes across. So this common goes across here and goes across there. So that's got to be the power side. Okay. This could be the ground side, I would imagine, or vice versa probably. Actually, this is probably the ground side. So common ground, positive, negative. Okay, that's what it is. So common ground, got a positive here, positive there. So this would be up and down. Okay, this is weird. Up and down, outriggers in the middle. Let's look at the other one. Yep, outriggers in the middle, and then this one here is what is that? If it's up and down, it's got to be left and right. So yeah, this one here is left and right, goes up to here and ties into this one. And then there's one, the equalizer goes from here to going to the other side of that. So yeah, this one's left and right, this one's outriggers, and this one's, and it's on the thing the same way, which is kind of strange. I don't know why you'd have the outriggers in the middle. I don't know why they would have done that. Any ideas? Anyone? I don't know. So up and down, outriggers, left and right, control on. It's got to be control on. In fact, I was looking at it. Let's look at it together. You can see. So we've got here, so okay, does these lead to the common? Okay, we got a common going through all of these. Oh look, yeah, control on. This has got to be a control on, because look, it goes through here as you push this button here. Okay, this one here, the top one, is control on for everything. Now, so what is the bottom one for? Maybe it's just unused? Don't know. Looks like it's not used. It's connected to something. Upper and lower controls? I don't know. But so control on is going to be this button. If you notice here, this is a common, so that when you push this, it goes through to this one and goes through to that one and goes through to the other side of all those leads. So this one here is control on. All right, makes sense. And then we get a common ground, which is connected to this, and it's not connected to anything that I can tell right now. See, the top, it's blank right here, and this side of it, which is the other side of this switch, or no, this side is the other side of this switch. I don't know what this one is. Let's see what it is. It looks like, oh, it comes over from the cord here. So it goes out to this somewhere. So it is power or something that came from that. It's kind of a weird setup, guys. Again, that's really strange. Why would they have the outriggers in the middle? I think maybe it's so that, you know, I don't know, if you're using it, you're not looking. Maybe it's, this is far enough apart. I don't know. And then these ones were, you know, this is outriggers here, down and up. That's what I'm assuming. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and cut these out. Since we know where they go, we know what they are, I'm going to go ahead and cut them here, and or I'm going to remove them, I don't know. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to test them, because what it is there's a common ground. I was kind of looking at this. So this is up and down here on this, okay? And then this side, you can see that they tied this one into a common ground. And it looks like they did, like, you know, something temporary, like it broke, or when maybe this thing that was on here, this box was ground and had ground inside of it. And since that decrepit, it, you know, fell apart or whatever, that they just put a temporary ground on. So what I need to do is make sure that this is a decent ground. I don't know if it is or not, you know, who knows when it's all rusty like that. And then just connect this one and these two together on, I'll just use a 12-volt battery temporarily, my little 12-volt battery, and just, you know, snap it and see if it works, you know, see if these coils are doing anything. And the way I figured it is, I've looked at this, and the other lift that I looked at had the same ones. They had numbers on them. Maybe I'll get that in here too, I don't know. I have a picture of them, and I could not correspond those numbers to anything. So probably just way old. So what I'm thinking, the worst scenario is I could take these off, okay, and then even if I had to, I could rewind these, and the insides of them should work. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. We got to get them off and check them too, but let's first just see if they work. All right, that's where we want to go first. Just see if maybe they just work the way they are, and then if they work the way they are, we take them off, clean them, and, you know, fix holes and make them look good. You know, if they don't work, then, like I said, rewind the coils. You know, you could always just count all the winds, taking it off, same amount on there, and figure out what wire size to use. Maybe I could upgrade them to 12-volt by doing that. Who knows? Let's talk a little bit later. All right, you guys think there's any hope? Got my little battery set up over here. Got it grounded. Let's try, I don't know which one this one is. Let's see what happens. Get this up here. You guys can be the first ones to see. Who thought nothing? You're probably right. Nothing on this one. Let's see which one this one is. This one is obviously this one in the middle. We have no, it could be just a bad ground though. It could be that this ground is crap. Let's try another one. I know the wind is kind of irritating. Okay, let's try this one. Ready? Oh my God. Oh my God. Which one's that one? It works. This thing works. Anybody thought it would work? This one works. So we got one good valve. Let's see what the other one is. I think this is the one I haven't tried yet. Let's see. What do we got here? What? I don't know. It's scary. Nothing. Oh, you know what? It could be the ground. because this one, look at this thing, it's off. So let's try grounding it to here. Oh, it is electromagnet. I don't know why it wouldn't work. Let's try grounding here. Let me just kind of, I don't think we got a connection there either, do we? Let's try. I'm almost thinking that if I can clean these up, it might even work. Okay. We got some connection now. Let's try it again. I think that's this one. Let me make sure it is. It's this one. Okay. So it's hooked up right. So this part's not getting ground. It's probably, I had a connection there for a minute, but I think it lost it. Let's do this. Hang on. Let me clean this up with the grinder. I'll bring it back in. So we got a little bit better connection. Let's try it now. Okay, we got ground there. Let me see here. Remember, this is a 6-volt thing, but 12 volts isn't going to hurt it for a short period of time. Let's try it. No, that's direct to the ground. Oh, it's working. You guys hear that? This side's grounded. I just when it looks at the wire, I mean, let's take a look. I'll show you. I mean, the wires are so bad that I think, honestly, I think if I just solder and shrink tube some stuff, I could probably make those work. Let's see again here. Let me get you up closer. Take a look at the problem. Look at this here. It's just totally, they're exposed in there. One side of it works, okay? The other side is grounded. So I'm gonna say, if I clean these up, I could probably, that one probably is gonna work too. Let's see, let's try this one. This is kind of cool. This is really exciting because if these valves work, this is everything right here, guys. This is everything. If these things work. So I'm gonna see if I can get this apart. Take these grounds here and then try and ground this. Maybe I can ground this. Maybe it's just a bad ground here, is what I'm thinking. Got that one's a positive. It doesn't really matter. It's electromagnet, so it should be fine. Let's clean up these connections. I'll bring you right back in. I'm gonna see if I can get that apart, and we'll see if that one works. All right, first look. I got it hooked on there. I don't know if that's gonna help. Oh yeah, it works too. Looks like all three of these old roached out son of a bitches work. That is crazy. That's for the outriggers. So all I need to do is clean up these wires. If I can remove this thing, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to or not. I mean, even if I don't remove that, maybe I could just clean it up and just seal everything up. I don't know. I'm gonna figure out something, but hey, if they work, that is huge, guys. This is like, this thing's gonna work again. All right. That's exciting. Wow. I'm so lit up. That is so cool, man. That is just, I'm so stoked. I can't believe it. So if I put 6 volts to it, it'll probably work too, of course. Just to 12 volts, just to test it would be all right, you know. And I think that this one here, wow, that is so cool. Wow. Okay, we got some work to do. At least we know that there's a possibility that these valves are going to work again. And I mean, this one works and this one works perfectly the way it is. So if I can just get that short out of this one direction of it's a short, if I get the short out of there and the valve's moving, you can hear the thing click up and down. I think this whole lift's gonna work. I've got hoses ordered. Wow, this is gonna be so cool, guys. You guys are gonna do this. First ones to see this thing work on YouTube, and then hopefully I can get this done in enough time, and we'll show it at Octo. But I want to show it all together. We're gonna show it working and operating. Very cool. These here didn't look too bad until you get up there and look at this. It's all rusted through. This rust is falling out of the tubes. So I just bought all new stuff. Replace them, and then I can paint behind them. I'll paint it behind all that, and I'll just weld them in, touch up where the welds were. I tell you, if you guys haven't been there, if you live in the Inland Empire, anywhere, Riverside, ornamental iron, that's where you get stuff, your tubing, all kinds of stuff they have there. Literally, I went to get a quote at one of the metal suppliers around here. They said 60 bucks for these tubes, and that wasn't even cut. They cut them for me and everything. And they gave me a thicker tube. So the same tube was like 25 bucks, okay, and something 27, but I don't know, whatever it was too cheap. And then they said, oh, we can give you the thicker stuff for 40 bucks or $45. Still way less than the other places. That was the second least expensive place. That was $65 for the same thing. Guys, Riverside ornamental iron. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some hydraulic oil in this thing. Takes a little while. I'm using this, if you guys don't have one of these are really cool. This is used to pump gas and diesel, but this is really thin oil, so I figure it'll probably work. I don't know, hopefully I don't ruin it, but trying to pour that in there without this thing would be a total pain in the butt. So it's a little AA battery gas pump. So like, if you've ever tried to pour gas in your old cars, when you have a bunch of old cars and stuff, like I go to Sam's Club and buy a lot of gas because it's way cheaper there, so I'll just fill up all my gas cans and then fill them up here, and I'll use this little pump. I'd pull it out of here so you could see it, but it's got a little wand on the end of it, so it works pretty good though. It pumps like, I think, 2 gallons a minute or something like that. It's way faster and easier than using one of those just pouring gas in. It's much easier to use, so I stopped using all those pouring things, and now I have this thing. AA batteries, works really good. So we're going to use it to put oil in. It's working. It's a little slow. Put a lot in. Lots gone in there so far. Put the oil in the tank. Eventually what I'm going to do is just put a bypass hose on here, and then I got to change the filter in here. So I got to find a filter for this thing. No idea where I'm going to get it. It looks like, let's look at it. So what I could do eventually is I'll just test this thing, because this would be it's going to be interesting to know which way it goes, right? So generally, I mean, they could have put this thing on crooked, I don't know, but I think it's never been off. I didn't take it off, so you would think that would be on, because then it wouldn't bypass, and then this would be so that it bypasses. That's what I think. So the lift won't work until you turn it like that. Then when you're just driving down the road, you go like that. That's what I think happens. Guess we'll find out. Because if it's pumping hydraulic fluid through the whole system, it wouldn't be good while you're driving. Because it's weird. I mean, what I'm going to do on it is I'm going to disconnect the belt when I'm driving it. So I'm just going to roll the belt on with a pry bar. Roll it back off when I'm not using the lift, because I don't know, I don't really trust this. I mean, what if you're driving down the road and the weight of this thing just starts to fall and something happens, your outrigger starts to drop or something? That wouldn't be good. So I don't know. I think this thing's got to come off. I guess I could take this down and get a filter, see if I can match something up. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to do as long as it's the right height, right? So I'll take that off here and take a look at it. So yeah, I tried to put this up on top of there. No, yeah, gravity would be a big help. So I just got it up a little higher so it's not going up so much hill. Now it's pumping a lot faster. You can see it's going pretty good now. Let's look at how much flow comes out of here. It's kind of slow compared to gas. Gas, it just, if you can see that, let's see. Can see that coming out pretty good. Oh, thinks it's full. So when it fills up, it actually has an automatic shut off, so you gotta have it in a position where it's right. So anyway, I'll bring you back in. Well, I got through that beam, man, just before dark. Epoxy primed and painted. I mean, it ain't the greatest looking for sure, but that sucker was hard. That's like sanding in it. I didn't even get it as good as I should have, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put these tubes on here. So I'm going to pre-paint these and then grind down where the areas are, because you know where the welds are going to go, because you can't really paint behind there very good. That's why I wanted them off. I thought, well, it'll be a lot easier. Man, that was a lot of work, and I still haven't got all that stuff up in there in the front. That thing. Didn't even bother with this. I just stripped some of it. Yeah. Had to get all those wires out of there. Pull down the conduit pieces and everything. And then there's a switch up there. So they always have a perch switch on them so that it won't, I don't know, something, I don't know what that does yet. So that it knows when it's perched. I guess it won't let the outriggers down or up unless it's perched. That's what I'm thinking. So I gotta figure out how to wire that into the circuit. It's not a big deal. It's just 2 wires there, and I don't know. It just as soon as it goes all the way up, I guess I can figure out what to do to make it so that that's, you know, so that when all 4 outriggers are down, I think that's how it works. Okay, if they're up, then the boom won't go up because of that switch, and if they're down, then the boom will go up. So I don't know. Gotta figure out that circuit. Not hard, but it's all simple stuff. But it's a lot of work. So I still got all that That's a lot. It doesn't seem like that much. You get, oh wow, that's just a little bit left, you know. Oh boy. Alright, so anyway, I don't know, I guess that's it for that. Well, let's take a look at this. Got another coat of clear on here. Looks a lot nicer than it's got the Ruthman I put on there. Finished it up, got that all on. Used some stainless steel screws. I still don't know what I'm going to do in here. Probably just going to sand it, and then sand it like 600 or something, and then it'll clean it, and then decide if I'm going to paint it or not. 600, just like, they treat it like it's a one of those what are they called, Korean counters. They just sand them with like 600 grit, so something like that. So maybe I'll do that, I don't know. It's just a rough in on side there, so something to clean it up. That's it. Can always get the old paints out, match the color, and roll paint it. Got some rolling additive. Look alright enough for inside there. That might happen too. So anyway, exciting. We got those things fixed, or they're working. I guess got to take them apart. That's a lot more work to do still. Got the single cab full of hydraulic oil, so I'll test that at some point. I got all of these things here, just came in the mail. All of those are in. I got to get the hose. Hopefully I got the right one. And then the hose is coming, should be here any day, and we can test all the hydraulics there, have all the hoses ready. So all we need to do is hook it up, or finish painting and hook it up. The finished painting part's a big job. Anyway, I'll talk to you next video. Please like, share, and subscribe. See your comments, and have a good night.